fellas, y'all remember when ladies was saying they were mixed? All mixed with Cherokee, Puerto Rican and black and all of that, and Asian and black, all of that stuff, right? In the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, but something happened in the 2000s where men started getting their passports and women wasn't ready for this. It hit the community hard. Now it's getting even harder in 2020 because fellas are getting their passports at all-time highs. So now you got fellas who actually got their passports years ago, even up until now. People like me who travel to these countries and really engulf themselves in the language, the culture, the history, the arts, the music. We started doing that, right? And women were knocked off guard because they thought they were the representation of the women from these countries, even if they're from these countries, because a lot of these women have been westernized. They've changed. But now I call you fellas who travel, right? The foreign authenticators. Because now we have been there. We've gone there. We've traveled there. Even some of us leave away from the tourist areas, so we know the real communities. We know the real cultures. We know the real race issues, the money issues. We know this. We know this. And now that hit them. So we are the authority. You fellas are the mavens. Ace, you're adept. You cognoscenti or cognoscenti. Yeah, look it up. Or you proficient. See, it's time to see if these women are authentic. It's time to authenticate their claim to be foreign. Because being authentic means you're not false, you're not fake, you're not an imitation, you're real. And to authenticate something means the process to prove something is real or genuine. And we've done that because we've gone to these countries, right? Shout out to all my foreign authenticators. What's up, fellas? Because we know you real if you're a genuine foreign woman, if your posture, her gestures, fellas, her presence, her vocabulary, her thinking, does she seem contrived or is she genuine? You see what I'm saying? If you've been around these cultures, you know the type of women that you should be coming in contact who call themselves foreign. How does she respond to the environment? See, all of these things matter because no matter what these women try to do, fellas, they can't escape femininity. They just can't. Because true foreign women have femininity, or a new word I like, muliebrity. Yeah, muliebrity. Look up the word. That's that femininity. They have to have that. See, they can't escape their sexiness, them wanting to be sexy for you or attractive. They want you to be attracted to them like heavily. Their helpfulness, their desire for your masculinity, their tone, their tonal quality. You see what I'm saying, fellas? I know these things change over time, right? The way everything is trying to be westernized, but as long as there's growing economies or growing, it's gonna still be genuine people because they're still gonna have to clean together. They're still gonna have to clean together to survive. Everybody can't be rich. Everybody can't be wealthy. So there's still some natural things within these countries that haven't been fully westernized. You just gotta go out there and seek it, fellas. See, some things don't allow you to change, like nature. See, even though you got these forced environments that try to do it, like i.e. America or any of these westernized societies, sometimes nature kicks in and it allows people to come together and keep what's sacred to them or genuine or natural, how to build together and form together. See, in certain environments, right, on Earth, women maintain their natural connection to masculinity. Even when you aren't there, fellas, they still are them true foreign women. That's what y'all must understand. You can't knock them off track, because once you knock them off track, they're going to be like, man, something ain't right. Then nature's going to kick in. And y'all must understand that. See, in that video I'm about to play, right? Or in the video that you're going to watch, he says, documentation must come with the art. You must show genuineness, authentication, a signed certificate. And you can't touch it. Have you noticed? You're not supposed to touch the art. So you fellas are not supposed to impose women to your westernized ideology. And if you have, they're no longer valued. Let me repeat, fellas. If they've been touched with westernized ideology away from what they've known, and they're trying to be something they're not, and trying to ingratiate themselves in a different culture, fellas, you need to not touch them. They are no longer valued. No longer valued. They're damaged. And you need to back off. And you can tell. That's if you're trying to date them. Now, if you're trying to go there just to go there and something, that's different. But this is for them fellas that really put themselves in these cultures. See, it's about the dimensions, the mediums. It's about the date it was made. All of that it comes into play. You are now an authenticator, fella. So be that. Be those foreign authenticators. Be those authorities. Be those mavens, those aces. Be that. Be proficient in where you're traveling to, or what culture you gravitate to. Be that. That's if you are into foreign women. Because think about it. You are a buyer. Your artwork must be appraised so it can find a value to it. Same way you do with dating a foreign woman. Same way. They're independent experts, they're art dealers, consultants, and appraisers. And when she comes around, your boys, y'all visiting that particular country, because you know, I'm like the shark video. I say never bring a foreign woman back to the soils of any westernized society or practicing society or America. The United States, keep them in their own environment. That's just what I believe. But I'm telling you, fellas, you are now a foreign authenticator. Because there's a lot of imposters out there, and we see them. We got our passports like the women. They can no longer say, have you been? Have you gone? We're going all over. Keep traveling, fellas. Don't stop. You're now the authority. An individual cited or appealed as an expert. That's what you are. You're your own expert because you got experience with that and you're knowledgeable about certain things. Shout out to all of you foreign authenticators. So they start waving different stuff in jerseys and teams of that and saying, acting all proud and say, you don't act nothing like none of the women I've met from that country. Start saying that. We know their actions. We know their activity. They're not authentic. Because you've placed them under that you placed them under that microscope to see if they're real or not. So shout out to all the traveling fellas in this time of all of this stuff going on. Keep your mind focused, keep saving, because when it's all over, you're getting back on those planes. Shout out to all of y'all. Yes, Jonas, YesJonas.com. That's right. I come to make sense about all this, not to just talk. Peace.
People always ask, how can you tell if an item is an original or a reproduction? You will see two different pieces of art, and I will show you the differences between the two. First is a limited edition print by Bob Timberlake. This item has been titled, numbered, and signed by the artist himself. Some people may think this kind of art is original, but its only originality is the number right here. This tells us there are at least 1,000 of these in circulation. Here are some other things to look for. Is the art behind glass? Is the art signed more than once? And when magnified, can you see colored dots in the image? Your reproduction may have none or all of these qualities. If you're still not sure, ask an expert. This next piece of art is an original acrylic on canvas by Frank Rowland. Notice how this item has lots of texture. It's best to not touch the paint with your bare hands, as the oils on your hands can damage the paint over time. But if you can feel texture, chances are your art is original. Here are some other points to consider. Is your art painted on canvas? Can you see brush strokes in the paint? Is your art only signed once? And when magnified, do you see only solid color? Your original artwork may have none or all of these qualities. If you're still not sure, ask an expert.